Hello, everybody. John Troutman with Truth or Comfort podcast, and we are here with Trent Smith from Happy Investor. He is an investor, but he also helps investors find properties. So, if you could, Trent, tell us a little bit about your investing history. How long have you been investing in real estate?
I've been investing in real estate since about 2003 or 2004. I tried, I guess to go back to the beginning, I was a business slash computer major in college, but never really wanted to get the normal corporate job. So I had a job in Oregon for 6 months, doing that thing, but I was already kind of looking for a good way out, I guess you could say. So I started reading real estate books from my bedroom up there in Portland, and I realized that the properties in my hometown were pretty cheap, and it was also a college town. So I moved back there to buy rental properties.
Where's that at? Where's hometown?
Lubbock, Texas.
I've never heard of it. How cheap are these houses that you're
It's
talking about?
the home of Buddy Holly. The houses there were about 120,000
Okay.
each, but the houses there are cheaper, so you can cash flow them pretty well for rental properties. However, other markets where the houses are more expensive can often even be better because you get more appreciation out of it as well. So it really, I went to the town with the cheap houses, but I really could have gone anywhere and probably, done just the same.
Right. So that was 2003-ish in there.
That was 2003.
Okay. So now, where did Happy Investor come in?
Well, Happy Investor kind of, in a way, started back in 2003 or 2004 as well. At the same time that I was buying these rental properties, I was starting another business with a friend of mine. It was an arena football team. And
Okay.
it sounds kind of wild, I know, but
We'll save that for the next time you're out in a second.
yeah, well,
Podcast.
one thing went to another, and we went massively bankrupt. At the age of 22, I think my credit score was 400.
Get it out of the way. That's what I always say.
Yeah, so I had my net worth was probably negative 300,000, credit score 400,
Sweet.
and the way I got out of it is I searched for houses and kept calling for sub owners, and I got two properties under contract for 50 to 70,000 each. One of them was 50 and one of them was 70. That's pretty close to what it was. And then I found a buyer because I knew they were really good deals. So I found a buyer that would buy each one of them for 20,000 more.
Okay.
So I did a double closing on those two, and I went from having $0 to 40,000.
Yeah.
Which was really big deal at the time. And right before that, I actually filed bankruptcy, which cleared my debt. So I went from negative 300,000 net worth to zero, to 40, within a few months.
Nice.
So it was
Good timing.
yeah. So that's when I was like, all right, real estate, let's keep doing this. The rental properties were just kind of, making a little bit each month, but I really needed to start having some windfalls,
Right.
come together. And to find more good deals, what I did since I was a computer major in college within the business program, I wrote programs that crawled the appraisal district website, and it compared it to Zillow appraisal, and it pulled mailing lists so I could mail to people who owned properties there but didn't live there.
Nice.
And then I also had it go through the online classifieds to find people who are renting their house out. Because a lot of times when people have a vacant house that they're trying to rent out, the landlord is usually pretty frustrated. And if that address matched with someone who's also out of town, I knew they're probably really motivated. They live out of town. They've got an empty house that they can't rent. So I started doing direct mail to those people to get more.
Smart. Yeah.
So all these, I guess, computer type programs I wrote to try to find leads for myself. I started eventually making available online for people to pay a monthly fee to access the properties. Because I can't do every deal in the United States, so I might as well have that information available where people can pay a monthly fee for that while I also do my own thing in real estate.
So just real quick before we talk about what you're doing currently in real estate, let's talk about the Happy Investor. So they pay a monthly fee and they get access to all this information in their area or nationwide, or
they get access nationwide. You can search your area. There's about 7 different categories of properties you can look at. You can sign up for a free account, and you'll be able to access a couple of the pictures of each properties, the seller's contact information, and then if you upgrade and pay $37 a month from there, then you have access to all the information plus the top 10% of deals on the website, and it's all fully refundable. If someone emails and says, "Hey, I wasn't happy" or whatever, they get a refund. But most people seem to be really happy from the emails we get. And I use the website myself to find deals, and we've actually added a new page on the website. It's called the Offer Sheet, and it'll list all the properties in your area and organize them based on what the analytics say are the best deals.
Oh, nice.
Here. So then what you can do, those are for deals that are on the MLS, and a lot of people think, oh, these on-market MLS deals are not good deals. Well, you make enough offers, you're going to get a good deal. So I have a realtor who I give the list to, and she goes through and says, okay, this one's good, this one's good, this one's not good, blah blah blah, and then she'll submit those 20 or so offers for me.
Right.
And then maybe we'll get one or two accepted, and that's enough. To keep
Yeah,
doing that.
absolutely. People that say that the MLS doesn't work, or maybe that everybody has access to it, we get probably 70% of all our residential deals off the MLS anyways.
Okay.
So the fact that Happy Investor puts it together and you don't have to search all the time is even better.
Right.
Yeah, it's perfect. Spitting out all the information of what ones have the most equity down, right? So
right, that's what it does. It calculates the potential repairs based on the square footage of the property and the age of the property. It figures in what your estimated closing costs would be. It does all that for you, and we try to aggregate different appraisal numbers, the tax appraisal versus maybe what Realtor.com thinks it's worth,
right,
which we've actually found to be the most accurate for us. And it says, hey, this one's priced below tax appraisal. This one's priced way below what Realtor.com thinks it for. It's been on the market 200 days. So we think because it's been on the market 200 days, because it needs repairs, blah, 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 we think we can offer this. And, based on the days on the market, we'll suggest a lower offer price.
Right.
And so on.
So I like it. So if someone wants to get started, they could just go to Happy Investor and sign up right there.
Yes.
Perfect. Do you want to touch on anything else? Because I wanted to ask you, like, this sounds like really easy. You just did bankruptcy, and then all of a sudden now you're making money in real estate. It's not. It can't be. So tell me some of your. Tell me a good story, a real estate story where it was a little brutal.
It was probably those first two houses. There's been a few brutal stories. I've had, a general contractor probably steal $20,000 per house on me over, a 6-house, period.
So you're talking 120 grand. Wow. Yeah. So that's brutal.
Yeah, and so we still made a lot of money on all those flips, even though he was kind of hiding costs and overinflating costs and all that. So we still made money on all those, but if we would have watched that a little closer, we would have made 120 more. So that was a tough lesson. But
so what would you tell anybody that's listening? Like, what would you suggest? Going back in time, what would you do to protect yourself
from that?
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
legally.
Yeah,
what I'm going to do from now on is the easy stuff, like the flooring, the walls, and the roof. I'm going to definitely just hire the subcontractor directly.
Right.
So I'm actually in the process of making a list of the 5 roofing contractors that I've been referred to as being the best, and on with tile and flooring.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next property that we flip, for example, we'll have all these people meet us at the house on one day and get their bids.
Got it.
That'll cut that general contractor out of the 15%. Plus, it'll give us more bids because sometimes the general contractor, like this last time they did cost plus, he wasn't motivated to get the flooring guy. The flooring guy charged me $5,600, but if I would have had a few of my own guys there, I could have gotten it done for $3,000. So.
Oh yeah.
But these properties were all still successful, but they could have been even more successful with some of this type of stuff.
So on these deals, you were semi-happy investor.
I was still happy.
Okay. Okay, that's good. So yeah, I mean, you still made money on them, so that's good. There's often stories where you get a general contractor that might be a little overboard, and it could essentially cost you or your profits.
Right.
It sounds like it was a decent percentage of your profits, but not enough for you not to be sad. I mean, you're sad, but not.
No, yeah.
I don't see any tissue. Anybody
One,
got tissue?
one of the properties was actually a wholesale deal that I was emailed. I also suggest getting on some wholesale deal lists, but most of them I buy off my own website. But this one was from a wholesale company, and we made 80,000 on it. It was a $400,000 purchase on a quadruplex,
Okay.
and we sold it for 530 or something. Anyway, but after all the closing fees and stuff, we still made 80.
Okay.
But again, like if I'd had a better contractor who didn't literally, do some fraud type stuff, then it would have been 100.
So that you would say that's your yeah, I mean that's a pretty bad story getting taken advantage of like that. So how many properties have you flipped in the last year? Said you did like
Probably 12.
Okay, nice. So about one a month.
Right.
Nice. And what's your long-term strategy? Are you like looking at commercial properties, or what do you do you have residual income coming in?
Residual income is basically keeping all that money in a certain account and having. I added my realtor as an authorized signer on my account, so she basically just keeps that money going for me.
Yeah, you should add me to that.
So it's kind of, in a way, it's kind of automated, because she's writing all the checks, and I see the books here and there, and well, at least every 2 months, I dive in and look at the books. So
hey, anybody listening, this is not the model we're going to teach you at the Real Estate Knowledge Institute. Hands off. But it works for you. And here's the thing, you guys that are listening. There's so many different ways for you to make money in real estate. Obviously, Trent has done a very good job of building up wealth. He is where he's got his realtor working for him, but he also has and does private lending, right? So you do,
right.
I mean, you're diversifying, so you have income coming in from that. You're doing hard money essentially, right? So
right. So I have buddies that, and you can meet people like this at the real estate club, by the way. People who are always flipping properties. Well, they might find a $200,000 deal. Let's say they do get financing from the bank, and they need, they have to come up with 50,000 down, but maybe they don't have all that. Well, you can, loan them some money and put drop a quick lien for the document, which is actually really easy. So I'll loan money to people I know that are just, they don't quite have the money for the deal, almost. And then, so I'll keep that, keep that.
Do you split that with them, or?
I charge them an interest rate usually.
Okay, all right. Just checking, because I know there's different ways. Like
right.
When I got started, I split deals.
Right.
But it was I was bringing nothing. I was 24, so I had like, I don't know, a pair of Jordans to bring to the table.
Yeah, that's a good way to do it. In the beginning, I was doing the double closings, like on the first
I like it.
I could have also, instead of doing the double closing, I could have also just partnered with someone.
Right.
And I just went the other way. I guess that's just what happened.
There's, again, you guys, there's so many different ways to get going in real estate, and whether you're doing the double escrow, which now is, it's much more difficult to do than
right.
It used to be.
I think you still sell the contract.
Yeah, you can. So there's different ways around it, and then also some cities don't allow for you to do wholesale stuff. So it just depends on city or state. So in fact, I'm not 100%, but I think Texas you can't do that anymore.
What's that? The double closing?
Yeah. So we should.
Yeah, you can.
We should definitely edit this, because I don't want anybody going to prison.
But back then I could.
Okay.
This was before.
I'm.
Yeah. But yeah, I think I could still, if modern day you just sell the contract to the people I flip to, they just sell them the contract.
Yeah, or they have to know how much they get to see what you're
right.
making, or you have to close and then they close.
Right.
So, anyways, all right. So you've been investing for what is this? 12 years, 14 years? Mm-hmm. Excuse me, 14.
14.
And you decided to help some people out. So we get the opportunity at REIKI, or Real Estate Knowledge Institute, to work with a handful of the people that Trent helps, his company helps, that are looking for additional education or training, one-on-one help. Maybe so there's that. So you're doing a good service out there, but you're also, you're employing a lot of people. You got a realtor that's going to work. I think I saw her on Facebook or maybe it was Instagram at the Chanel store just a couple minutes ago. I don't know where she got that money, but that's okay.
Yeah, probably.
So investor and then helping people invest as well or find deals.
Right.
It's got to feel good, right?
Yeah, it feels good. I feel like um, I'm not talking to a ton of people on a daily basis. I'm dealing with my realtor one-on-one, and then I'm programming on the website.
Right.
It definitely feels good to just help people one-on-one, but I just really don't ever have the opportunity to do that. But I guess
that's where we help out.
Yeah.
And we have a lot of testimonials to it. So you could look at it as a lot of people that get started with you that end up looking for the right vehicle, but also they end up finding deals and doing flips and
right. Yeah.
So it could even be someone that's listening to this that's like, I don't want to become an investor. I'm just looking for a deal on my first house.
Right.
Right. So it's
right. That's how I bought my first house, as a subject to deal, because I was telling you I had bad credit after that big problem.
Yeah, I imagine.
And so you can, if someone's going into foreclosure, you can take over their payments. They deed it into a trust.
Right.
So that, that's a way to buy your first house if you're in a situation like I was in.
Right.
And then I had quite a bit of equity, so I was able to sell that one a couple of years later too. But,
so did you assume the mortgage or the loan on that?
I did. Well, their mortgage remained in their name, but they created a trust. We created a trust, a simple document where I become the new owner.
Right.
Because it would still show up on their credit report, but they were 2 or 3 months behind. So by me catching up their mortgage, it saved their credit score basically. And then I made, payments on it because it was my house now for 2 or 3 years, which actually improved their credit.
Right.
And then I sold it.
So a lot of seller financing options. We've done it several times. So yeah, it works for those of you that maybe are credit challenged or have issues like that, but maybe you have some cash. Doing a lease option, giving people a down payment and working through that process is good. And as the market changes cycles, there's those opportunities pop up. So I think we're getting ready in the next 12 to 24 months to start seeing more of those as the market kind of
right.
As interest rates go up and market might sit a little bit.
Right. And one of the rental properties I bought was a $40,000 house, owner finance, $1,000 down.
Wow.
And the rent basically just paid for that for 15 years. And before I knew it, I guess I've been investing more than 14 because that was a 15-year note.
I know. It's just I didn't want to call you out on that.
So so before I knew it, the thing was paid off.
It's awesome.
And so I was like, oh yeah, I forgot about that house.
Yeah.
And then now I sold it for like 62 or something. That 4 months ago, something like that.
Nice. All right, 62,000 for a house, appreciation 50% over the course of 15 years. Well, hey, we appreciate that you came on today, Truth or Comfort, talking about real estate investing. If you guys are looking at getting started and you haven't yet, and you're looking for deals in your area, very low point of entry to find deals at happyinvestor.com. Thank you, Trent, for coming on today. Appreciate it.
All right, thank you.
All right, shake and bake, everybody. Oh my goodness! Do not stop. I forgot this question. So you've been investing. How did I forget this? This is like bonus footage right here. We ask everybody this. So you've been investing for some time. You're obviously successful at it. You're helping others. I need to know, the viewers all need to know, how many Lamborghinis do you have?
9.
What?
I drive a 2012 Audi.
Okay.
I got for like $12,000.
Okay.
Maybe
no Lamborghini.
Maybe I'm still. Once you've been through the bankruptcy and stuff, like you're paranoid forever. So I save as much. You know what I mean? I'm a saver.
I think once you put in all the hard work on some of this, you just don't want to. Once you truly understand and go through it, you'll appreciating assets, right? not liabilities, because you want things that produce income for you, not debt. So I definitely understand, and everybody here, someday, you guys, we're going to get somebody on here that has a Lamborghini and can tell us how it's all done. Because, anyways, we like to poke fun at the Lamborghini people because we don't see their houses when they're talking about investing in real estate. We just see their cars and their fancy lifestyle. So we want to get those people on here. Maybe they could also share with us some of their houses that they've done, or just a house. How about a property that
Right.
flipped? Anyways, bonus footage right there. Thank you again for coming on, and we'll see you guys next time. Truth or Comfort.